All right, welcome. Today we're diving into the incredible spiritual world of Taiwan. Now, this is a place where gods, ghosts, and ancestors, they're not just stories from a history book. Nope. They are a huge, spectacular part of everyday life, right now. So let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start with a question for you. You've got Buddhism, you've got Taoism, and then you've got this incredibly powerful sea goddess. What on earth do they all have in common? I mean, it sounds like a totally random mix, right? But in Taiwan, they're all pieces of the exact same beautifully complex puzzle. And that right there, that's really the secret to understanding faith in Taiwan. See, it's not like other places where you might just, pick one religion and stick to it. Here, these different beliefs don't just live side by side, they actively blend together. Most people actually pull from all of them, creating a spiritual life that's completely uniquely theirs. So you can think of this spiritual blend as having like four main foundations. You've got the big ones, right? Buddhism and Taoism. Then you have the social philosophy of Confucianism. But then there's this super important layer of local folk beliefs. And that's what we're really going to dive into today. Okay, so what is folk religion anyway? Well, you can think of it as the go-to spiritual guide for everyday life. It's not about abstract ideas, it's super practical, it's personal, and it's totally woven into the day-to-day needs of the community. Basically, at its core, it's a mix of traditional beliefs that covers, well, just about everything. We're talking powerful gods and goddesses, the spirits of your ancestors, being mindful of ghosts, and yeah, even luck. It's the whole shebang. It's so woven into life that for a lot of people, consulting a fortune teller before a big decision is just a totally normal thing to do. And these four things, gods, ghosts, ancestors, and luck, they really come together to form a complete way of looking at the world. You've got gods you can ask for help, ghosts you need to be aware of, ancestors you honor to keep the family strong, and then you have fortune and luck to figure out. It really is like a full spiritual toolkit for navigating life. And this leads to one of my favorite parts. It's just so fascinating. There's basically a god for almost any situation you can think of. So instead of one single far-off god, you've got this whole lineup of deities who are experts in different things. The idea is you can find a patron god who gets exactly what you're going through. And you see this practical side everywhere. For example, if you're a fisherman, who do you pray to? Matsu, the goddess of the sea, to keep you safe out there. Makes sense, right? If you're a farmer, you're going to be talking to the land god, hoping for a good harvest. And for those bigger, more universal things, like a need for compassion, a lot of people turn to Guanyin, the goddess of mercy. It's faith that's perfectly tailored to your life. And speaking of Matsu, wow. We absolutely have to talk about the most incredible display of this faith in action, the Great Matsu Pilgrimage. Seriously, this isn't just a religious ceremony. It's a massive, island-wide cultural event. And get this, the pilgrimage lasts for 9 days. Can you imagine 9 straight days of walking, celebrating, and worshiping with literally hundreds of thousands of other people? That one number, 9, it just tells you everything you need to know about the incredible scale and devotion here. So the journey itself is just epic. A statue of the goddess starts its trip at the famous Shenlin Temple. Then it travels all through cities and towns in central and southern Taiwan, stopping at other temples along the way. And only after 9 full days on the road does she finally return home. And you have to try and picture what this procession is like. It is a total feast for the senses. First, imagine the streets just packed with these amazing, colorful lion and dragon dances, moving to the rhythm of the drums. And then add the sound. The air is just filled with smoke and the unbelievably loud, constant crackle of exploding firecrackers. It's this huge, chaotic, joyful noise. So with all this noise and all this color, you have to ask, why do thousands upon thousands of people walk for days on end? Well, it all boils down to something really simple and personal. It's the hope of getting a direct blessing from the goddess Matsu herself. But here's the thing, as absolutely massive and incredible as the Matsu pilgrimage is, it's just one part of a jam-packed spiritual calendar. I mean, there are festivals and celebrations like this happening all over Taiwan, all year long. And you see a ton of variety too. It's not all the same. So, for example, in the 3rd lunar month, you have the Matsu Festival, this giant pilgrimage that crosses a huge part of the island. But then fast forward just 2 months and you've got the Taipei City God Festival, which is a much more local thing, a celebration for one specific city's protector god. So when you see all of this, it leaves you with a really big question, especially in our super modern world, right? How do these ancient beliefs, with all their gods, their ghosts, their huge, vibrant parades, how do they not just survive, but absolutely thrive with so much passion? I think the answer really says something powerful about faith in Taiwan today.